Can you say one habit, one fact, and one schedule in correct English without thinking? If not, this video fixes it. In the next few minutes, you'll master the simple present and you'll practice at the end. Let's start. Simple present is the tense used to sound clear and natural in everyday English. We'll learn it through examples, not hard grammar. The simple present is one of the most common tenses in English because it describes everyday life in a direct, stable way. It has three main uses. First, we use it for habits, things we do again and again, like routines. Second, we use it for facts, things that are always true for everyone, like science or nature. Third, we use it for schedules like trains, classes, or opening hours, even when the time is in the future. After we cover the uses, we'll learn the structure, how to form sentences correctly, especially the he, she, it plus ss rule, and how to use do, does for negatives and questions. The goal is to know when to use the tense and how to build it accurately so your sentences sound natural. Habits are the fastest way to understand simple present. If an action repeats in daily life, this tense is usually the right choice.
Habits are actions that happen regularly, daily routines, weekly routines, and repeated patterns. That's why we use the simple present. It shows the action is a routine, not a one-time event. I drink coffee every day is a habit because every day clearly shows repetition. They play football on Fridays. It is also a habit because Fridays come again each week. We study English at night suggests a routine across many nights, not only tonight. Now notice the frequency of words. She usually wakes up early means most days, so it is a habit. And he sometimes take the bus to work means it doesn't happen every day, but it repeats enough to be a regular pattern. So the rule is, if it repeats in your life every day, usually, sometimes, we normally choose the simple present.
Now it moves from my routine to the world. Facts use simple present because they're stable truths, not temporary situations.
Now let's talk about facts. Facts are statements that are true for everyone and don't change. That's why we use the simple present for facts. We are describing reality in a general way. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius is a scientific truth, so simple present is natural. The sun rises in the east is always true every day. Cats sleep a lot is a general truth about cats. This doesn't mean a cat is sleeping right now. It means cats generally do this. Plants need water to grow is another constant truth in nature. And the earth goes around the sun is always true. So simple present fits. The test is simple. If it stays true even when you are not here, if it is universal, use simple present.
Schedules can talk about the future, but we still use simple present because the time is fixed like a timetable.
Schedules are fixed times, timetables, and planned events. And that's why we often use the simple present even when the meaning is future. The key idea is fixed plan. The class starts at 9 is a set timetable time. The train leaves at 7 is also timetable language. The shop opens at 10 is a fixed opening time. The meeting begins at 2 p.m. is planned and fixed. And the flight departs at 6:30 is another fixed schedule. So don't focus on future versus present, focus on whether the time is fixed. If it is on a timetable or official schedule, simple present is a natural choice.
Now it's time to make the tense accurate. One small detail, he, she, it plus s, changes everything.
In affirmative simple present sentences, the rule depends on the subject. With I, you, we, they, we use the base verb. I work, they play, we study, but with he, she, it, we usually add s. He works, she plays. That's why the examples change. I work from home, stays base, but he works late on Mondays, needs works with s. They play football on Fridays, stays base, but she plays the piano every day needs plays. This is a major accuracy point. A quick check fixed it. If the subject is he, she, it, add s. If it is I, you, we, they, keep the base verb.
This is where conversations become real. How to say no and how to ask questions using do does.
For negatives, use don't with I, you, we, they. I don't drink coffee at night. They don't work on Sundays. We don't watch TV every day. For he, she, it, use doesn't. He doesn't speak French. She doesn't drive to work. Now the common mistake is adding s after doesn't, but the correct form is doesn't like, not doesn't likes. For questions, we use do, does plus subject plus base verb. For example, do you study English every day? Do they live near here? Do we have class today? And with he, she, it, does he work on Fridays? Does she play the piano? Again, base verb after does. Does she go? Not does she goes. That is completely wrong.
This final step makes the lesson stick. Practice forces your brain to choose the correct use instead of guessing.
Now, let's lock it in with quick practice. Write 3 sentences, 1 habit, 1 fact, and 1 schedule. For a habit, example, I study every day. For a fact, example, the sun rises in the east. For a schedule, for example, the class starts at 9. This practice works because it trains your brain to categorize the meaning first, habit, fact, schedule, and then choose the correct tense automatically. For an extra challenge, make 1 sentence with he, she, it. So you practice the S rule like she usually wakes up early. Comment your 3 sentences and you'll correct them. Next, we will continue with present continuous, which is used for actions happening now or temporarily.
Now it's your turn. Comment 3 sentences, 1 habit, 1 fact, and 1 schedule. And if you want the next lesson, subscribe.